Hi everyone, welcome to our session today. So today's session is on Archangel Raphael, who is also known as the healer. He's the healing angel. So today is a little romantic for me in the sense that there's a power outage in my house. So we are managing with candles and other lights. So it's going to be fun. Okay. Okay, so welcome to our session on the angels. So we're going to be talking about the Archangel Raphael. Um, so Archangel Raphael is considered to be the angel for healers, and he's also supposed to be the one who basically channels healing from God to us. So in reference to Archangel Raphael, it is the angel that we refer to when the archangel that we refer to when we are doing healing. And in a lot of other traditions also, you will find that Archangel Raphael is basically the healer. Now, in Christianity, Archangel Raphael is generally associated with an unnamed angel mentioned in the Gospel of God, who stirs the water at the healing pool of Bethesda. So this is a picture that I found on the internet. It is credit to Flickr, where it is basically showing the pool of Bethesda. Obviously, it seems to be dry, but it's there. And the idea that I wanted to share here by putting this is that, water has healing capacities. And if we look at many of the temples, we will notice that, or temples or Christian faith, or even today in Islam, there is this role of water. The role of water is either that, we wash ourselves with the water before we go in to the place of worship. There is also the role of water where, water is sprinkled on us, whether it's a temple or a church. I'm not sure about the Islamic traditions. But the idea basically is that water has a healing effect. And so it is my understanding that some of these pools would actually be consecrated, or rather, there would be energy that would be put in to those pools by the priests and by the other people around that area, which would basically make that water a healing water. Okay. So again, we've also heard of places around the world where there are healing pools and people go there and they take a bath in it, or if they drink it, then the water heals. So the question is, what makes the water a healing water? All water is healing in some sense. There is also the awareness that someone has put the energy into the water. Okay, so in this case, as it says that the unnamed angel mentioned in the Gospel of John, who stirs the water at the healing pool of Bethesda. Okay. Now, in Islam, also Raphael is considered Archangel Raphael is considered the fourth major angel, and in the Muslim tradition, according to according to Wikipedia, he is known as Israfil. Now, and Hadith, what I understand, is the process that the Islamic tradition follows, and again, it's a process of cleansing, purifying, and healing. So it's very interesting how the process of healing and purifying is associated with healing, which seems to suggest that healing and cleansing has a very, very important role in that, right? And for all of us who have done advanced pranic healing, we are aware of the colors that we use, and hopefully that gives you an idea of how important it is to cleanse before we start adding in fresh energy. Yeah. Okay. So another couple of stories with Archangel Raphael. So it says that Archangel Raphael is a particular enemy of the devil. And in the Catholic Church, he's also revered as the protector of sailors. So sailors, travelers, all, can pray to or invoke the Archangel Raphael when going on a journey. And this is a picture from the Doge's palace in Venice, where there is Archangel Raphael who is holding a scroll which says, "Keep the Gulf quiet." Now, I have no idea what this exactly means. I thought that maybe someone on the group has some idea. If you do, please share with us on the chat. I looked around, but I really couldn't find anything on Wikipedia or anywhere else. So I couldn't share that. But I thought it was interesting that one of the major angels in the Grand Palace is basically the Archangel Raphael, okay, who is the angel of healing, as we said. Another interesting thing that I found is that this is all again sources Wikipedia. It's amazing what you can find on Wikipedia. Um, so there is, when Vasco da Gama set sail, it says here that the King of Portugal insisted that the ship was to be called Saint Raphael. Okay, and this is when he left from Lisbon to sail to India. This streaming is happening from India, so I just thought this was kind of interesting. And it says here that when they reached the Cape of Good Hope on October 22nd, which is also interesting because it's coming up soon, the soldiers disembarked and create a column in Archangel's honor. The statue is now in the Naval Museum in Lisbon. So what I'm trying to basically, by sharing some of these stories with us, what the objective is that next time when we go on a tourist visit and we go to a temple or we go to we go to the masjid or we go to a church, we can just start to look around for the presence of the angels, and we can be aware that these are not just statues. They are consecrated with the energy of the believers. Okay. Okay. Now, Archangel Raphael is known for he's the patron of travelers, the blind, happy meetings, nurses and physicians, medical workers. So this is obviously all the medical profession, the matchmakers, the Christian marriage, and the Catholic studies. So Archangel Raphael is often invoked for healing, like I said. And the other thing that I noticed is in this book called The Spiritual Essence of Man by Master Choa, he mentions that the heart chakra is called Chesed, and I'm sorry if the pronunciation is not correct. And he says here on page 91 that the divine name of Chesed is El. Okay, so that's why if you've also noticed that in a lot of our presentations, when we write Raphael, we have capitalized the EL. The idea of doing this is to again remind us that the angel represents the heart chakra of a divine being who is there to help humanity. Now, we've also understood that when we talk about the angelic wings, what we're actually seeing is not the wings as much. I mean, in the sense that those are not wings, but those are actually the expanded heart chakra of that energy being. And because that heart chakra is, vibrating at a certain pace, it looks like wings. Okay. So, we've heard stories. In fact, there was this movie, I'm trying to remember the name, but anyway, it was suggested by a friend of mine, and where it talked about how it was the story of an angel who was, given a task to help someone who was suicidal to not commit suicide and to restore his life. And that is the task that was assigned to that angel to enable the angel to get his wings. So the thing was that if he was successful in helping this particular human to overcome his pain and his grief, then the angel would get wings. So that's one level of the story. And I'm sorry, I really am not being able to remember the name of the movie. It was a fabulous movie. Anyway, so what I'm learning from this is that when we help others and we are able to heal others, that is possibly when our heart expands and we develop wings. Okay, so obviously we are not going to develop wings which we are going to fly with, you never know, but the idea is to just be aware of some of these stories. So when we hear some of these stories, if you're able to interpret them in a spiritual way, then I think it really helps our own development, and it also kind of makes it so obvious that God, the angels, everything is really, it's just there everywhere. It's just there for us to see, right? Because if you just go back, there is a ship called Raphael. There are statues of the Archangel Raphael. In the Muslim tradition, there is the mention of Israfil. In Christianity, we have the pool of Bethesda, and of course we have the main thing, which is God has healed. Now, Archangel Raphael is also known for his protective presence. Archangel Raphael is someone who is invoked when we are traveling and for a good journey, for happy co-travelers, for safety, for protection. We can all invoke Archangel Raphael, and of course, for the healing. Okay. Now, in pranic healing, of course, we have all these options. You can learn how to heal. You can do meditation with us, or you can take pranic healing. Um, Pranic healing basically, is a system by which we seek to heal the body, so that when the body is healed, we are able to focus more on God. So there's also this saying in Hinduism that, khali pet pe bhajan nahi hota hai, which basically means that, it's difficult to sing praises of God on an empty stomach. So similarly, it is difficult to praise God when, the body is like, oh, when the body is aching. And a lot of us have this idea that somehow God will come and heal, which is true. So God does heal, but God heals when we are receptive. God heals through His mercy. God heals when we want God to heal. Now, the question is, why would we need to ask God for healing? That is because we as humans are also a part of God, in the sense that we also have divine will. We are beings of divine intelligence, divine love, and divine power, which means that we ourselves decide at some point whether we are going to want to be healed or not want to be healed. And till we ask for healing, it's not clear to the angels, it's not clear to the hierarchy that we are ready to be healed. So something that was very interesting that happened with me personally was that um, I just wanted to forgive somebody and I wasn't being able to forgive them. And so I just invoked for, a healing to be able to forgive. And in a couple of hours, I can tell you, I just was like, oh, okay, I think I've forgiven that person. So it kind of worked super magically. That's all that I guess I can say right now. Okay, so what we're going to do now is
Mute. She tells mute.
let's raise our hands in blessing position. Let's be aware of the presence of Archangel Raphael in our life, holding us. The energy of Archangel Raphael is believed to come from the west, but that doesn't mean he's not everywhere. The idea is that if we visualize the Archangel Raphael kind of holding us and enveloping us, sometimes when we are feeling low and we just need some support, it's a good idea to ask perhaps Archangel Raphael for a hug to hold us, right? So let's bless ourselves with the healing that we seek. Let's bless the entire planet Earth with divine healing from Archangel Raphael, or through Archangel Raphael, coming from the Supreme God, enveloping the entire earth with healing energy. May every person, every being affected by the COVID-19 virus be healed. May the soothing, healing, comforting energy of Archangel Raphael fill our homes, our workplace, our neighborhood, the entire area, the cities, the states, the nation, and the entire planet Earth with his soothing, healing, watery, beautiful, playful energy. Inhale and exhale. Let's bless the entire earth. And using the law of karma, let's also bless ourselves. Let's request for healing to come back to us in whatever form that we want it to come. Inhale and exhale. Inhale and exhale. Feel the soothing, healing, watery energy of Archangel Raphael. Let's share it with the entire planet Earth. So today is very close to the new moon, and so therefore the energies are quite powerful, as I'm sure you're also experiencing. So just be aware of that. And with that, let's massage our face, our scalp, neck, shoulders, chest, our back, thighs. Just massage the entire body. Let us do the exercises. Yeah, so one last thing that I wanted to add is just going through my notes that according to the Hindu system, um, Lord Varun is the Lord of the West. So just wanted to mention that. And I also had another couple of notes, which was saying that Archangel Raphael is also represented by air. So as we discussed earlier, there was this role of water in healing, and there's also the role of air, which we know that clean air can really help. He specializes in healing the mind, body, and spirit. He can help us to break free from unhealthy burdens that may be blocking our progress in life. So that's something that we can invoke Archangel Raphael to help us to do, and to discover how to live in healthy ways, and of course, to soar towards accomplishing God's purpose for us. Okay, so all of us have a divine purpose, and Archangel Raphael can help us to discover that purpose. So I guess we're all travelers on the spiritual path. So thank you to Archangel Raphael for staying with us and for being with us in this journey and helping us to find the right path for us. Thank you.